I went broke more than once. And every time the world thought I was finished, I came back. Not because I was lucky, not because the market forgave me, but because I learned something that most traders never learn. A man is not finished when he loses money. A man is finished when he loses discipline. Listen carefully, because if you are down right now, if you have lost money, if you feel like the market has taken everything from you, then this story is not about me. This story is about you. My name is Jesse Livermore, and I learned the hardest truth in trading. You can start again from zero, but you cannot start again with the same mind that destroyed you before. When I was young, I thought money was the score. I thought if I made thousands, I was right. If I lost thousands, I was wrong. But the market does not care about your opinion. It does not care about your confidence. It does not care about your pain. The market is a cold machine. It rewards patience. It punishes ego. And it destroys the man who thinks he is bigger than the tape. I started as a boy watching prices move. Numbers went up. Numbers went down. Most men saw random movement. I saw behavior. I saw fear. I saw greed. I saw hope. I saw panic. And I understood early that the market was not just prices. The market was people. And people make the same mistakes again and again. They buy when they are excited. They sell when they are afraid. They hold losers because they hope. They sell winners because they fear losing profit. And then they blame the market. But the market is never wrong. Only the trader can be wrong. At first, I made money fast, too fast. That is dangerous, because quick money makes a young man believe he is chosen. It makes him believe he has a gift, and when a trader starts believing he is special, the market begins preparing his lesson. I won. Then I won again. Then I believed I could not lose. That was the beginning of my fall. Because the greatest danger in trading is not losing money. The greatest danger is winning money without understanding why. A loss can teach you, but an easy win can poison you. It can make you careless. It can make you increase your size. It can make you trade without rules. It can make you confuse luck with skill. And once that happens, you are no longer trading the market. You are trading your ego. I remember the feeling of being at the top. The money was coming in. People watched me. They listened to me. They thought I knew something they did not. But inside, I was becoming weak. Not financially, mentally. I began to think I could force the market. I began to think my opinion mattered. I began to think that because I had been right before, I must be right again. That is how traders die. Not in one day, slowly. One bad decision at a time. One ignored rule at a time. One oversized trade at a time. One revenge trade at a time. Until finally the account is gone and the trader sits alone asking, "How did this happen?" I will tell you how it happens. You stop respecting risk. You stop waiting for the right setup. You stop listening to the tape. You stop cutting losses. You start hoping. And hope is the most expensive word in Wall Street. Hope will keep you in a bad trade. Hope will make you add to a losing position. Hope will make you say, "It will come back." Hope will make you watch a small loss become a disaster. A professional trader does not hope. He observes. He waits. He acts. And if he is wrong, he gets out. That is all. Simple, but not easy. Because the enemy is not the chart. The enemy is the man looking at the chart. When I lost everything, I felt what every trader feels. Shame, anger, confusion. I asked myself, how can a man who once understood the market lose like a beginner? And the answer was painful, because I had stopped being a student. I had become proud. The market punishes pride faster than anything. You can be smart and lose. You can be experienced and lose. You can have the best information and still lose. Because trading is not about being smart. Trading is about being controlled. A man with average intelligence and strong discipline can survive it. A genius without discipline will be carried out. So when I was forced to start again from zero, I did not begin by looking for a new strategy. I began by looking at myself. That is where every comeback starts. Not on the chart, not in a signal group, not in another indicator, not in another prediction. A comeback begins when a trader says, "I am the problem, not the market, not the broker, not the news, not manipulation, not bad luck. Me, my impatience, my greed, my fear, My oversized positions, my refusal to accept loss. That is the first step, and most men never take it. They want recovery without responsibility. They want profit without pain. They want a second chance without becoming a second version of themselves. But the market does not give rewards to the old you. If the old you destroyed the account, the old you cannot rebuild it. You must become new. When I started again, I returned to the basics. I watched price. I studied behavior. I waited for confirmation. I did not chase. I did not argue. I did not try to win back everything in one trade. That is one of the biggest mistakes a losing trader makes. He loses money. Then he wants the next trade to heal him. He says, I just need one big win. Number. That is not trading. That is desperation. And desperation has no place in the market. When you are desperate, you see opportunities that are not there. You enter too early. You exit too late. You increase size when you should reduce it. You become emotional. And the market feeds on emotional men. Starting from zero requires humility. You must trade smaller. You must move slower. You must rebuild confidence one correct decision at a time. Not one big profit, one correct decision. Because confidence built on profit is weak. Confidence built on discipline is strong. A trader who only feels confident after winning is still controlled by the market. But a trader who feels calm because he followed his rules, that trader is becoming dangerous. Let me give you an example. Suppose a stock is rising fast. Everyone is talking about it. News is good. People are excited. Your heart says, buy now before it is too late. That feeling, that rush, that fear of missing out, that is not wisdom. That is the crowd entering your blood. A disciplined trader waits. He asks, is this my setup? Is the volume confirming? Where is my risk? What will prove me wrong? If I enter here, am I acting from strategy or emotion? Most traders never ask these questions. They just enter. Then when the trade goes against them, they become philosophers. They start explaining why they are still right. They talk about long-term potential. They talk about manipulation. They talk about news. But deep down, they know the truth. They entered without a plan, and now they are trapped. Starting again from zero means you stop lying to yourself. That is powerful, because once a trader becomes honest, he becomes teachable again. And once he becomes teachable, again. And once he becomes teachable, he can rebuild. I learned that losses are not the enemy. Uncontrolled losses are the enemy. A small loss is just business. A big loss is usually pride. A small loss says, I was wrong. A big loss says, I refuse to be wrong. Understand this. The market will always give you losses. Your job is to keep them small. You cannot control whether every trade wins, but you can control how much damage a losing trade does. That is where professionals separate themselves from amateurs. The amateur asks, how much can I make? The professional asks, how much can I lose? Because if you survive long enough, the winning trades will come. But if you destroy yourself before they arrive, then opportunity means nothing. There were times when I wanted to rush back. I wanted to prove myself. I wanted to show the world I was still Jesse Livermore. But the market does not reward a man for proving himself. It rewards a man for controlling himself. That is why after a collapse, the first goal is not to make money. The first goal is to stop bleeding, then to regain clarity, then to rebuild process, then to earn slowly. Slow money is not exciting, but slow money builds strength. Fast money often builds arrogance, and arrogance brings ruin. When a trader starts again, he must accept a painful truth. You are not rebuilding your account first. You are rebuilding your mind. The account follows the mind. A broken mind will break another account. A disciplined mind can grow from almost nothing. Think about that. Two traders can start with the same small amount. One is impatient. One is disciplined. The impatient trader wants big results quickly. He takes large positions. He overtrades. He watches every candle like his life depends on it. He wins some. Then he loses big. Then he chases. Then he disappears. The disciplined trader moves differently. He waits. He takes only clean trades. He risks small. He records his mistakes. He does not celebrate too much after wins. He does not collapse after losses. Month by month, he becomes sharper. And then one day, people call him lucky. But it was not luck. It was behavior repeated long enough to create success. That is how a man starts again. Not with excitement, with structure, not with revenge, with patience, not with noise, with silence. You must learn to sit still. That is one of the hardest skills in trading. People think trading means action, buying, selling, watching, clicking, reacting, number. Often the best trade is no trade. Often the strongest move is waiting. A trader who cannot wait will always be controlled by the market, because the market moves every day. It will always tempt you. There will always be a candle that looks good. There will always be a rumor. There will always be a breakout. There will always be someone making money somewhere. But you do not need every move. You need your move. That was one of my greatest lessons. The big money is not made by jumping in and out all day. The big money is made by waiting for the right opportunity and having the courage to sit when you are right. But when you are wrong, you must have the courage to leave. Most traders do the opposite. They cut winners quickly and hold losers forever. Why? Because a winner makes them afraid to lose profit, and a loser makes them afraid to admit failure. So they reward bad trades with patience and punish good trades with fear. That is backwards. A winning trader learns to be patient with strength and ruthless with weakness. When a trade is working, let it breathe. When a trade breaks your reason for entry, get out. Do not negotiate. Do not pray. Do not ask your friends. Do not search online for someone who agrees with you. Just get out. A trader who can accept being wrong quickly is hard to kill. And survival is everything. Because every great comeback requires survival. You cannot become great if you keep blowing up. You cannot build wealth if every emotional storm wipes you out. So after losing everything, I asked myself, what rule did I break? Not, how do I make it back? That question comes later. First, find the broken rule. Did I trade too large? Did I ignore the trend? Did I enter too early? Did I average down? Did I listen to someone else? Did I trade because I was bored? Did I trade because I wanted revenge? Did I hold because of hope? These questions are painful, but they are gold, because every loss contains information. Most traders waste that information because they are too busy feeling sorry for themselves. Do not waste pain. Pain is expensive. Use it, study it. Let it teach you. A loss that teaches you discipline is not wasted. A loss you repeat again and again is self-destruction. When I started again from zero, I had to respect the tape like a beginner. That is important. No matter how much you know, the market does not owe you respect. You must earn it again every day. Yesterday's profit means nothing. Last month's success means nothing. Your biggest win means nothing. Every new trade stands alone. And if you bring old pride into a new trade, you are already in danger. The market is a place where the past can become a trap. A man says, I made money on this before, so he enters again. But the condition has changed. The trend has changed. The volume has changed. The crowd has changed. But his memory makes him blind. Never trade memory. Trade present evidence. The tape tells the truth now. Not yesterday. Not last year. Now. If price is weak, it is weak. If price is strong, it is strong. If the market is uncertain, stand aside. There is no shame in cash. Cash is a position. Cash gives you power. Cash gives you patience. Cash lets you survive. The desperate trader hates cash because he wants action. The professional respects cash because he wants opportunity. When you are starting again, cash is your shield. Do not throw it into every setup that looks attractive. Protect it, because capital is not just money. Capital is ammunition, and a soldier who wastes ammunition before the real battle is helpless when the moment comes. This is why risk management is not boring. Risk management is freedom. When your risk is controlled, your mind is calm. When your mind is calm, you can see clearly. When you see clearly, you can act correctly. But when your position is too large, your emotions take over. A small candle feels like disaster. A normal pullback feels like death. You cannot think. You cannot sleep. You cannot follow rules. That means the position is too big. The market did not defeat you. Your size defeated you. Remember that? Size is the silent killer. A good trade with too much size can become a bad decision. A strong setup with reckless risk can destroy you. The goal is not to be brave. The goal is to be correct. And sometimes correctness means trading smaller than your ego wants. When you are rebuilding, your ego will hate small trades. It will say, "This is not enough. You need to make back what you lost. You are wasting time. Do not listen." That voice is the same voice that destroyed you. Starting again requires you to fall in love with small progress. One clean trade, one controlled loss, one patient entry, one disciplined exit, one day without overtrading. These are victories, invisible victories, but they build the foundation. Most people only respect big profit, but big profit without foundation collapses. Foundation first, then size, then growth. Never reverse the order. A trader who increases size before discipline is like a man building a mansion on sand. It looks impressive for a while. Then one storm comes, and everything falls. Your comeback must be built on stone. Rules, patience, risk, review, emotional control. These are not exciting words, but they are the words that save traders. I have seen men with talent lose everything. I have seen men with intelligence disappear. I have seen men with perfect analysis fail. Why? Because they could not obey themselves. That is the real test. Not whether you can predict the market, whether you can obey your own rules when money is moving. Anybody can make a plan when the market is closed. But when the candle is moving, when your profit is changing, when your loss is growing, when your heart is beating, that is when your real character appears. Trading reveals you. It shows your greed. It shows your fear. It shows your impatience. It shows your weakness. And that is why trading is one of the greatest teachers in the world, because you cannot hide from yourself. The account tells the truth. Your results tell the truth. Your journal tells the truth. The question is, will you listen? When I came back from ruin, I stopped asking the market to give me money. I started asking myself to become worthy of handling money. That is different, because money magnifies the man. If you are reckless with small money, you will be reckless with big money. If you panic with small size, you will panic with big size. If you break rules with a small account, you will break rules with a large account. Do not dream of bigger capital until you can respect smaller capital. The way you trade $100 is the way you will trade 100,000. Habits do not suddenly change because the numbers get bigger. They only become more dangerous. So start where you are. If you are at zero, start with discipline. If you are wounded, start with honesty. If you are afraid, start with small risk. If you are angry, step away. Never trade angry. Anger wants revenge. The market loves revenge traders. It opens the door, lets them in, and empties their pockets. A calm trader may lose a trade. An angry trader loses himself. There is a difference. Some of you watching right now are trying to come back. You lost money. Maybe you blew an account. Maybe you feel embarrassed. Maybe you cannot tell anyone. Maybe you look at your chart and feel pain. Good. That means the lesson is still alive. Do not run from it. Sit with it. Ask what it is trying to teach you. Because the market is not only testing your strategy, it is testing whether you can change. And the trader who can change can survive. The trader who refuses to change will repeat the same disaster with a different setup. That is why many traders lose the same way again and again. Different stock, different coin, different market, same behavior. They call it bad luck. It is not bad luck. It is an unchanged character. To start again from zero, you need new rules. Write them down. Do not trust your memory. Memory becomes weak under pressure. Write your entry rules. Write your exit rules. Write your maximum loss. Write when you will not trade. Write what conditions must exist before you enter. Write what mistake you are most likely to make. Then read it before the market opens. Every day. Because the market will try to pull you away from your plan. It will whisper, "Just this once." That phrase has destroyed many accounts. Just this once, move the stop. Just this once, double the size. Just this once, enter early. Just this once, hold overnight. Just this once, ignore the rule. There is no just this once. There is only discipline, or the beginning of disorder. Once you break a rule and get rewarded, you are in danger. Because now your mind learns the wrong lesson. You say, "I broke the rule and made money." That is poison. A profitable mistake is one of the most dangerous things in trading because it teaches you to repeat bad behavior. Then one day, the same bad behavior takes everything. So do not judge a trade only by profit. Judge it by process. Did you follow the plan? Did you manage risk? Did you enter for the right reason? Did you exit when your reason was gone? If yes, then even a losing trade can be a good trade. If no, then even a winning trade can be dangerous. That is professional thinking. The amateur wants to be right. The professional wants to be consistent. Consistency is not glamorous, but consistency is what builds a career. A man starting again does not need drama. He needs routine. Wake up, study the market, mark key levels, wait for your setup, risk small, record the result, review the mistake, protect the mind, repeat. That is how confidence returns. Not through one miracle trade, through repetition, through evidence that you can trust yourself again. Because after a big loss, the deepest damage is not financial. It is self-trust. You no longer trust your decisions. You hesitate. You panic. You doubt. You become afraid of entering, then afraid of missing, then afraid of losing, then afraid of winning. Your mind becomes a battlefield. So rebuild self-trust slowly. Promise yourself one rule and keep it, then another, then another. Every kept promise repairs the traitor inside you. Every broken promise opens the wound again. You do not need to become perfect, but you must become honest. You must know your